Yes, people. Welcome to LFC Red Forever channel. So we're doing another episode of Let's Talk LFC. Today's episode, we're going to be covering a lot. And I've got new guests. As I said, I'm going to be rotating people on this channel and, keep it like that for a while until we have, understanding of everything. So the first person I'm going to bring out is Baz from LVFCTV. What's going on, Baz? You know, me and Baz knew each other for a long time as well. It's straight. What's going on, bro? What's going on?
Big up, man. Big up. Thank you for having me, man. And big up to everybody in the chat, man. I can't believe what a small world this is, man. Honestly, we went back and forth on the other platform. And finally, after all these years, we're here.
Crazy. I'm telling you, mate. Time is special, isn't it? We've got Statman Stubbs. Me and Statman Stubbs know each other for a year or so, something like that. And his channel is growing at the moment, as LVFC TV is as well. So please, if you're new to the channel and all that stuff, subscribe, and please subscribe to these guys. Their links are down below. And anything you need from me, just DM me on Twitter, and I'll obviously send people their way as well. What's going on, Statman, bro? What's going on, bro?
Yeah, all good, mate. Thanks for having me. I think this is the first time I've been on your show, I think. So it's been a while, but no, thanks for inviting me on. And obviously, I know Baz. Obviously, we've been on various different shows together and stuff like that. So no, big up. Please make sure you are showing your support to all the channels. But no, thanks for having me on, Fozzie. It's always a pleasure, mate.
Anytime, man. You guys are always welcome here, man. No problem, man. And we've got Liverpool. How do you say it? Liverpool 12th man. That's it.
Exactly.
What's going on, bro? This is the first time I've got him on the channel. First time we've met officially as well. We obviously messaged each other. So what's going on, bro? How's it going? All the way from Texas, right?
Arizona.
There you go.
Big AZ. But thank you for having me on. Appreciate the invite, and I'm looking forward to being a part of this distinguished panel. So it should be a good time.
You're always welcome, mate. You're always welcome on this channel. On all of our channels, I hope. So we're going to be speaking about Alisson. Alisson has got his 100 clean sheet for Liverpool Football Club. I'll start with you, 12th man. What does he mean for Liverpool Football Club, Alisson? Like, what has he changed since he's been at Liverpool in regards to previous goalkeepers we had, like Pepe Reina, Dudek, and etc.?
Exactly. See, for me, the best goalkeeper for us was always Pepe. For me, considering that's one of the goalkeepers I got to watch growing up. But this is next level, absolutely next. Alisson is next level compared to Pepe. I love Pepe, but he's next level, and he's one of the two major players that we had come into the squad that made us into a real championship squad. Yeah. So with that, I mean, he's obviously established himself as a legend, if not possibly the best goalkeeper for Liverpool history.
Nice one. What about you, Baz? What do you think of him, bro?
Man,
compared to what we watched in the past.
What a legend. Honestly, this guy, in my lifetime, obviously we've watched videos of like the good old days when Liverpool were just dominating. But in my lifetime, probably the best keeper we've had, without a doubt, for me. You know, what this guy brought in is consistency, and just assurance, just, that back line and the team, the success that we've had. Yeah. It's, this guy scores goals, this guy assists, this guy makes top draw saves. What more do you want? He's an absolute elite goalkeeper, and definitely in my time, the best goalkeeper we've had.
Yeah, 100%. What about you, Statman Stubbs? How do you feel about him compared, to other goalkeepers we had, bro?
I think, like the guys have already alluded to, I think there's nothing that this guy can't do. He scores goals. He assists, like Baz says. He pulls off top draws, saves week in, week out. Even when players are running through and goal, obviously against us, I still feel confident that Alisson's going to save it. But he just brings that assurance, that calm and personified. Because if you've got a goalkeeper who is world class, then obviously that breathes confidence in obviously the back four as well. But yeah, he's the world's best keeper for me, and he's obviously deserves to be named as one of the best keepers that we've had. The same as maybe even alongside the likes of Ray Clements. To be honest, he is up there. He is world class for a reason, and there's a reason why he's number one for Brazil as well. That speaks volumes for me that Ederson doesn't get in the team over Alisson. It is what it is. But when you look back, I mean, goalkeepers, they say goalkeepers can save you sometimes 12 points plus.
Yes,
and he's certainly done that in abundance, to be honest, mate. He's such a steal. 65 million when Chelsea paid 75 million for Kepa. You know, it's an absolute bargain now, isn't it, really, when you look back at it?
Yeah. Anton, what's going on, bro? Introduce yourselves. This Anton is my friend. Right? We've been friends since we was kids. So
big up Anton, man.
How you doing, guys? How you doing? Good evening.
We're talking about Alisson. He's got his 100 clean sheets for Liverpool. What does he mean to you, bro? Like as a goalkeeper, we grew up obviously on Bruce Grobbler, but after that, you know, it's been shambles, isn't it?
Grobbler days. Oh, when he catch the ball. He's one of the first keepers to catch the ball and land on the ball, wasn't it? Yeah, like, it's true. I say he was getting top corner. He would grab it and land on the ball. It was a technique for the keepers. You know what I mean? He played in the way for some keepers, man. He was a bit wild than that, but he was a decent keeper, man. But Alisson, Alisson's the top draw. Sometimes the little mistakes with the footwork. Sometimes, just sometimes, just get me like, you know what I mean? I go grey. You know what I mean? I go grey sometimes when he does a little bit of footwork. Just the weekend when he cut back, I was like. Even then, I was like, oh. You know what I mean? But it's just his footwork. Maybe his footwork is getting better, though. Yeah. After me, his footwork's getting better. And decision making's getting better over time.
Yeah.
Because sometimes his decisions, why do you do that? But it's odd, but he's our keeper. I wouldn't change him for anyone else, to be frank. You know what I mean? Best keeper.
Yeah, I think he's the best keeper in the world. In my lifetime, obviously, we watched Bruce Grobbler, but I think Alisson is much better. Alisson is more composed. You know, like when we was growing up, Anton, we never seen Brazilian goalkeepers like this, have we? We only see Teffarel and people like that. Yeah. I mean, we thought like Brazilians can't do goalkeeping, and now you see that a bunch of them coming out of nowhere. And
we've got Teffarel as well, don't we?
Yeah. We've got him as well. He's permanent now. He's permanent at Liverpool. Yeah. Devils United says hi to everyone, but majority of you guys know who it is. Yeah, and Lewis says if we qualify for top four, I'm expecting big signings. So are we all. We're still waiting.
I think we'll be waiting for a long time for that one, bro.
Glasgow Red TV says big up chat in.
Oh, sorry.
He's a legend, and he's a legend. You gotta like him. He's gonna come on this channel for a lot of times. Trust me.
Cool. When he does, let me know. I'll jump off. Big up, John.
Yeah, like I said, Alisson, I can't say enough of him, guys. If we didn't buy him, I think we would have been in the wilderness. We've seen Millionaire before him, we've seen Karius before him, and like we didn't get anywhere. Yeah.
That name don't get mentioned, boy.
Yeah, we didn't get anywhere with these goalkeepers.
He can't. He's like Voldemort. His name should not be mentioned. Like, you know what I mean? I'm sorry. Since that's the Champions League final one, the amateurness is. But the thing is, it's not really his fault. We went and got him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Who was the scouting guys who got him? You know, what were they thinking? Maybe one of them was seeing his sister or his mum. That's all I can think of, really. There's no other reason. Okay, he's a good-looking guy. He's a tall guy, but his handling...
It's not a goalkeeper.
Poor. His passing was poor. Everything, decision-making, it's the worst I've seen for a professional keeper.
Yeah.
For me.
Are you talking about
Karius?
Karius is at Newcastle, yeah.
I'll be fair, though. He played that game apparently for concussion, actually. He had a major knock that really like left him bewildered, knowing what we had on the bench and also knowing what it's hard for an athlete sometimes to say that he wants to leave the game, especially when it comes to a goalkeeper.
Bro, that's the most selfish thing of all time, then, my friend.
Yeah.
That's the truth. That's the most selfish thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, that was a
concussion.
It was reported. That was a
concussion. Say, you know what? I need to come on, because I can't see. Why would you?
And that's a final as well. Yeah.
Why would you do that? That is completely selfish.
You think of your team first.
But you know what? Exactly. If I was Henderson and I heard that in the dressing room, I sparked him. Bam. And then Henderson punches him out and they'll say, why did he do that? And people will understand, like, you know what? I would have done it. Roy Keane would have been 100%, 100%, 100%. Yeah.
I get what you're saying, but you know what? I mean, Roy Keane would have all said, shake it off. You know, he would have been like, got a concussion, shake it off. Let's keep it going. Rub some dirt on it.
Though, bro.
Hey, no, I get it. I get that. It's a different era.
You can run with leg injuries. You can run it off. With concussion, that's your balance.
I'm not saying to play through concussion. I'm just saying that I'm sure that era concussions is really even a thing. Roy Keane was probably just like I said, to rub some dirt on it. Let's keep going. You know.
Yeah.
That magic sponge that they used to have in it.
Exactly. The magic spray. They spray his head with some magic spray, and all of a sudden he'd come back. All right.
I said at the end of the day, what's happened has happened, didn't it? We became a better team after that. You know what I mean? We won the league and we won the Champions League after that. It made us even stronger, if you know what I mean. So, guys, Alisson, obviously, we all agree he's the best goalkeeper we've had in our lifetime. I'm going to be moving on to Klopp. And this season, what's happened this season? Because we've got to talk about it. And me and Baz did talk about it as well. I mean, before. So let's talk about Klopp. Yeah, so guys, in regards to Klopp and the team, obviously this season, is it a transition season or is it Klopp making a mistake from his decisions as well? If you look at what he's done, it took him like till the end of the season to realize, this team needs strength and depth. This team, we have to interchange because we're winning games now. Why does it always take him this long? Because it's not the first time this happened. If you remember a couple of seasons ago, same thing happened. And we keep blaming the owners for things like this. Is he part of this problem or is it just a transition season, Stubbsy? What do you think, mate?
Yeah, I mean, he's got to take some of the blame because we've been saying for the last, 2-3 seasons that we're going to get Bellingham in. That's obviously not going to happen again now. Obviously, I don't think we've been the same since Wijnaldum left, in all fairness. I've been saying this on my channel. We are missing legs in midfield. I know we're going to discuss about signings towards the end of the show, so I'll not say who we need, but we do need at least 3 centre midfielders who can actually run, because the way that Jurgen Klopp works his midfield, you're just going to get burnt out otherwise, and you've seen that with the squad now. But yeah, he has to take some of the blame because we've been saying it as fans for so long. Big up Football Sanctuary. We've been saying it for so long that he needs to play different formations. He's used to doing the 4-3-3, but we need to mix it up a bit. We've been saying as well that Trent needs to go into midfield, and lo and behold, look what's happened since Trent's moved into that midfield transition between that inverted right back. We've seen results. We've been unbeaten since obviously the draw against Arsenal. We've won every other game other than the Arsenal game as well. So yeah, he's very, very stubborn. Sometimes he makes substitutions when the game's already gone or it's too late in the day. But if you look at like some of the best managers, which Klopp is up there, but like Pep, he's not as ruthless as Pep can be. Whereas if something isn't going right with the football club, or in that particular game, he makes changes. It doesn't matter if it's 20 minutes into the game, if it's at half time. Jurgen Klopp just sticks. He doesn't really make subs at half time. He makes them on the 60, 65, 70 minute mark. And then, no disrespect, he brings Milner on to try and change the game. And unless we get a penalty, it's just not going to happen. So he needs to take some of the blame. But I think he also deserves. He even said it in one of his press conferences, maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago, where he said, obviously, I'm probably here now because obviously my past successes, and that's true to an extent. So I think he deserves another shot in the stab in the dark, and hopefully we get the players that we need in. But Jurgen Klopp, for me, has to take some of the blame because he's not blameless in all this. But yes, I mean, it has to be. It's crazy that we're calling it, but yeah, I mean, it has been a transition season, and hopefully we'll get the players in ready early doors for the pre-season starting in July.
Spot on. Baz, what do you think, mate? I know we spoke off air the other day about it. What do you think of? Is it Klopp's fault that the season is like this? Is it the owner's fault? How do we get ourselves in this situation? And like I said, why is it always too late when we realise, oops, that we've done something wrong here?
Yeah, look. To be fair, I mean, another content maker actually said these words, and it's actually spot on. FSG and Klopp are in bed together. They literally are in bed together. And obviously 12th man knows who I'm talking about. But to be fair, yeah, I mean, look, I'm not a Klopp in or out kind of guy. I just want my team to do well. All right. I'm a Liverpool fan, not a Klopp fan, not an FSG fan. I want my club. You know what I mean? So listen, if people are going to be making mistakes, yeah, fine. You know what I mean? You get an opportunity. This thing about credit in the bank don't wash with me at all, because as far as I'm concerned, yes, we love the sport. It is a sport, but it's a business at the end of the day. We want to be successful. So whoever's to blame in all of this, they need to be held accountable, irrespective of what they've done before. If Klopp left tomorrow, okay, listen, I'm not going to go and celebrate and like throw a party over it. It'd be like, right, he's gone now. Brilliant. Thank you so much. Yeah. And, good luck with your endeavors, and bring someone else in that can actually do the job that we've had problems with. I mean, he's shown it. I mean, even this season, like you said, even we've had issues with like I think that one time when we had a lot of injuries in terms of defense and stuff, like we had midfielders playing in the back. This season it was midfielders. He's too sentimental for me. He's too sentimental, and that is a problem, because as far as I'm concerned, yeah, you play your best team. I mean, I've always had this problem with any club team or international team. You don't bring your household names in. You bring in people who want that shirt. And with Klopp, look, he's a brilliant manager. As far as I'm concerned, I mean, I agree with a lot of things that Statman said. Pretty much what everyone else is going to say, I feel. But for me personally, if he doesn't get it right this time round, I think I'm going to be judging him in January next year. If we get top four, he's failed for me. But if we do get top four, then he deserves that chance to make it right and put his problem, his issues or his problems behind him, and go forward. January, if we have the same issue.
Yeah. 12th man. So what do you think, mate, about it? Do you feel the same way as everybody else, or is it different?
No, actually, I don't. I think that's why maybe I get invited to a lot of these panels lately. Because I'm look, I disagree with a lot of how people have gone from he needs to go to, I'll give him a chance, I'll give him to December. And I understand the comment that they said earlier, that was mentioned earlier about he has openly admitted that, maybe he's here because of, the credit stored in bank in essence. And I can understand that. And I think that's what you should have somewhat, you should be willing to give someone. That's my book. That's the definition of loyalty. That's the definition of appreciation of what you've brought to this club, and knowing that, okay, you didn't get it right, but I'm going to give you the chance. I think you've earned the chance to make things right, as opposed to that Chelsea form of thinking of, you won something, but you didn't win enough. You're out. That's not, I think that's one of the reasons why I love this club so much, is because they are more of a family oriented, more of a loyal, like heritage driven club that allows for you to do things like that. And that's what I've always thought was a great characteristic that this club, and he has even with his players. I mean, a lot of times when you have these players, you'll have players that you want to get the best out of. And when you truly show the loyalty, you truly show that I believe in you, despite you going through bad runs. You saw that with Klopp and with Lewandowski, for instance, when he had him at Dortmund. Lewandowski was having a terrible run, was not really clicking, and had a lot of pressure on his back. And Klopp decided to stick with him. That choice was a well-given choice to do, and he's had a couple of those kinds of decisions throughout his career. So I always say, what is loyalty to you, and also what is when it comes to great coaches, great managers. Name me one great manager that's not stubborn.
Yeah, that's true.
Name me one great manager that isn't stubborn in his own way.
There's a difference, though.
Okay. I mean, if you want to, I mean, I'll hear what your difference is, but I'm just realistically, just name me one great manager that hasn't been somewhat stubborn in his ways, because confidence makes you stubborn. Confidence makes you stubborn at times because you believe that you're making the right choice and being loyal. That's what he's doing, and he's gotten results. We can't say that, there's people out there saying Trent needs to be benched. There's people out there saying that Henderson shouldn't even be in this team, but throughout some of his real decisions, you've seen that he's made the right choice. It's the same reason. You remember when Milner got off in that game and he walked to the sideline and he was so angry, and that's something you don't normally see from Milner. And then we go on to score from the substitute that came in for Milner. Okay.
West Ham, yeah.
You remember that? And it's one of those things where you're just like, Milner came back and was just like, my bad. That's why you're the manager and I'm not.
Yeah.
Yeah, Anton, what do you think, mate? Like, do you feel the same way as everybody else, or do you see it in a different direction?
No. What people do not see is my guy. They see it, but they don't really say it. He's a yes man. He's a yes man. He's a yes man for FSG. FSG to say, yeah, we're gonna do this.
I wanted to add that. Sorry.
Okay. He's a yes man.
That's what happened to you, man. You used to be better than me.
Simply a yes man. And what are you saying?
Go on, Anton. No. We're just talking about Jurgen Klopp in general. Like, how does he always take that long? For him to realize he made a mistake during the season.
He knew already, man. Bro, guys, are you forgetting he's German? Are you forgetting? These guys are efficient, bro. Even when they're born, they're efficient. Are you serious? They're efficient, bro.
Bro, I got German whips, so I know what all about the German thing.
They don't make mistakes, bro. Come on, bro. Look at the best.
They're expensive mistakes when they go wrong, bro.
They are expensive mistakes.
They know this shit. It's just FSG. For me, I'm all on FSG, bro. All on FSG. Every single thing on him. Don't get me wrong. He's the guy to make decisions, but he's too loyal to them, man. He's too loyal to them. But tell the truth. If he left tomorrow, who are we gonna get?
That's the point. That's the point. Name a better manager than Klopp.
There is plenty of other managers out there that are brilliant.
Obviously, there's other. I said a better manager than Klopp.
Managers, how many of them top managers will take this on and say,
no one.
Not with a budget.
They've already tried, didn't it? They've already tried.
I think there would be. To be fair.
Think about it. You can only sell to buy. How many top managers will take that? You can only sell to buy.
Look, you know what? It's a great point, because guess what, Baz? Ancelotti was our first choice. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And considering that he went to everyone that paid for everything and he still got it wrong. Okay. And considering that his next choice after that was Real Madrid, where he's got top class players and all the money in the world to spend. Okay. There's a reason why he looked at FSG and said, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
Well, what's wrong with the Brighton manager? He's not.
It's too early, Baz.
It's too early, man.
I'll be hearing that. Yeah, I'll be hearing that.
Go on, Baz. Go on.
But at the end of the day, managers have to make a name for themselves. He's just come into the Premiership, and Graham Potter established that team. Let's not get that twisted, yeah. But he is gone into a similar football club to what Liverpool is, because Brighton are one of those family-run clubs. He's come in there. His English is good. His club is doing decent. And you know what? He's been left a good infrastructure there. And Liverpool are not that bad. Liverpool are not that bad. But when you start looking at
that's their scouting, you know that, yeah? That's their scouting as well. That's the infrastructure behind him. You understand? All them players like you got their Matoma and things like that. Don't think my man got them. That's their scouting, brother.
Absolutely. But this is the thing, all right? I mean, like, all right, if we talk about Graham Potter, he's the one that did all that, yeah? All right. But the thing is, like, it didn't go well at Chelsea, yeah? But he was a box standard manager that got a team playing well. And, Brighton are sitting comfortably in the league. Do you know what I mean? So what's wrong with potentially having not a brand name manager to come in and bring that? Because, you know, we don't spend as big as the Man Cities and the, you know, the Uniteds and all that. But you know what?
Right.
When we do bring players in, you know, we can bring players in. The structure and everything needs to be fixed. The youth team, you know, our scouting, because we don't do a lot of that.
So what the one pushback is that you mentioned Potter, for instance. That's great. Where's Potter today? You mentioned Potter. Wait, hold on. You mentioned Potter, not only Potter as what he established, but you meant Potter going to a team that they gave him a unlimited war chest, basically, to bring in players.
Yeah.
Okay, you're not even going to get here. Okay,
it was a blank check.
And you know, and just like you said, Potter established that team. Now the system they're playing is the new coach's
There's
system,
a difference,
but they established themselves from his work, his working with the sporting director, bringing in those players, putting them in the right positions and players in the right formations.
With Chelsea, all right, with Chelsea and Potter, yeah, you know damn well, yeah, because I go onto a lot of Chelsea channels, yeah, and their problem is not their manager, it's their owners who is picking the team and bringing in the players. It's not a Potter thing.
No.
How, you know, the guy was condemned.
What player that Chelsea picked up would you not have said, I'll take them for Liverpool?
Yeah, no, but at the end of the day, it's not about having your Messis and your Ronaldos.
We were in it for Enzo. My point is this: they have a. It's amazing. So many people before what we saw, what Chelsea turn into, were saying, "I wish I had that kind of one American owner." Okay, because he was spending. He was giving them, and whoever it was almost like he reads, or maybe turns into YouTube and watches who people are talking about, wrote down the name and said, I want him.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then that'll appease my fan base. And he went out and got almost every last player.
Whoever's trending on YouTube.
How does it fit a manager's system, though?
But I get that. I get that.
But
that's
what I'm saying. That's the problem. You can't have all these brilliant players, and you're trying to. He's come into that club, trying to establish his play.
But that's not him, though.
He wants this guy. This guy. No, you got to play this guy. This guy's even doing team talks, bruvs. What is Potter doing? Potter doesn't get an opportunity.
But you're talking about You're talking about Chelsea. That's what they do. The whole reason why we have a different wait, hold on. That's why we have a different change to the loan system, for instance, in the Prem right now, is because of what Chelsea used to do. Chelsea would go out, buy players, no matter if they're good, bad, great, whatever. If they got promised, they got them, and then they would put them on loan. They would go into their piggy bank and get any and every player. And
they won titles, though. They won titles and European Cups.
Yeah, but that's because the way that they gamed the system was different. I'm trying to say often, and I'll allow for the rest of the panel to chime in on this, but I'm trying to say I think that sometimes we undersell and undervalue what this club has done. I mean, there's so many times that not many of us, Edwards was before he came in the doors. Okay. And as soon as we saw what kind of acquisitions he initially was making, people are still scratching their head and being like, what is this? You know, and the whole Moneyball concept and everything else. It was new. It was something that people just couldn't wrap their heads around it because they wanted football-minded people. They wanted the eye test type of people. But yeah, here's this guy breaking down things with analytics and all these different logistics. And it worked. We had gems. And the unique thing about it is we have to have an established, balance between Klopp and the backroom office to bring in players that really make a difference on this team.
1 in 7 is not good enough for a club like Liverpool. I'm sorry.
What's that?
1 in 7 is not good enough for Liverpool.
What I mean, like one title?
One in 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I be honest with you guys?
The powers what Man City and all them man have.
Yeah, but the thing is, they weren't blitzing.
What you're saying is good enough because wait. Just remember, sell to buy. How many points did we finish? How many points did we finish? What he's done because they got better teams. They got the money, bro.
It's only a few points.
Can you imagine if Klopp had that money, the Arab money?
It just shows how good
if he had the Arab money, are you serious, bro?
Yeah, exactly.
Go, bro.
So then Stubbs got a great point. Like I say, it just shows
how good of a job Jurgen Klopp's done. If you look at it, look at the seasons when early 2000s, for example, 80 odd points was enough to win the league, and then Liverpool are dropping 97 points, 98 points.
To a new height.
Yeah, this is just the
Still
didn't win it, bro.
This is the benchmark.
A lot of managers ain't doing that, brother. A lot of managers ain't doing that.
You know what it is? You know what it is, guys?
It's like a couple of points. A couple of points. That means they were whether they had the money or not. They were still competing. But it wasn't good enough.
Listen,
Baz, we're talking about Baz.
We're players that they got, brother.
No. Guys, get control. Guys, hang on. Let Baz finish. Anton, let Baz finish. Go on, Baz.
No, go on. It's fine.
No, Baz, real quick.
Go on.
Okay. No, real quick, Baz. We're also talking about the fact that we were saying it's not good enough. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. Who are the teams that we're saying we're not good enough? City, possibly one of the best teams in this era in the Prem. Okay, we're not good enough. The best. We're silver medalists, but we're not better than the gold medalists. I understand. I'm not saying I don't want gold. I do. But then even in Champions League, who are we saying we're not better than? Because we made it to a bunch of finals. We're not better than Real Madrid. The best team in Champions League history, you know. So we're silver, we're not gold. I'm not saying I don't want gold, which I do, but I mean to say we're like rubbish means that
I didn't say we're rubbish. There's two things. There's two things on this, okay?
Yeah.
First of all, when this guy comes and when a manager comes in, okay, and says that we want to compete with the best and not say we want to be the best, right? That's an alarm bell for me as far as I'm concerned, because when you take a club on like Liverpool, and yes, we don't have the money, we have the heritage, we have the history, absolutely. But when someone comes in and starts talking about, competing with the best, I don't want to be hearing that. I want to be hearing we are going to be the best. And when you come out and say by I think we'd win at least one title by then. I'm sorry, that's not good enough. That's not good. And secondly, right, when you compare the two managers, okay, one of them has got a legacy, who goes everywhere and wants to succeed and be the best. The other one, all right, isn't so much. But come on,
Baz. One of them's gone to every club that he's gone to. He has ample resource. He has the number one resources in that league. Every team he's gone to, if we're talking about Pep, he's going to a team in that league has the biggest resources to delve. Okay,
he knew that coming to
Liverpool. Get that. And what's that man?
Liverpool.
What's that?
He knew that coming to Liverpool. Why didn't he go to Real Madrid or Manchester
United? You referenced Pep. That's the reason why I'm referencing that.
No, but we're talking about mostly it's Klopp in it. If anything, I don't care about Pep or anyone. Right. Liverpool in it.
Yeah. Okay. So but I'm trying to say that Pep had those resources to rely upon. Klopp doesn't, and Klopp didn't. Even when he was at Dortmund, he really didn't. If you're a team that you're watching your best players get your players taken to the team you're trying to overcome, that's maddening. But for you to be able to do that shows the talent of your coaching ability, the talent of your system.
Absolutely. But at the end of the day, right, as far as I'm concerned, all right, if you want to be a manager, right, and you want to be a successful manager, you've got to do a little bit more. And what I believe in that is, like, if you're not getting the players in and you've got your owners that do have the money, go bang that door down, go fly to Boston, do whatever you've got to do and say, listen, we're at the best at the moment. Back in the day when, we watched our Liverpool back in the day when we used to win stuff, we always used to get one or two good players at the end of the season when we won titles. This guy's not doing that. If I was a manager, okay, I want to be successful. I don't want no one taking me over, I'm going to Boston. I'm flying first class. I'm kicking their door down. I'm saying, listen, we had
if they don't give it to you,
kick it in their door, huh?
You know what it is, Baz?
I'm gonna
I agree with you to many what you're saying. I agree with you. Like, he should be more ruthless than he is right now. Like, what pisses me off the most is when Pep Guardiola goes to Dortmund and collects players from Dortmund. Dortmund is Jurgen Klopp. He should be the one who's going down there to collect players, not Pep Guardiola. That's what angers me about things. But with him, what you need to understand, guys, he signed a contract with these people knowing what he was getting into. That's the problem. That's the problem.
It's the best we can get.
The problem, or is
no. On them terms, I'm sorry.
How's that a problem?
So but I'm saying this is what people don't understand, tough man. You know what I mean? He signed that contract, and this is what he has to do. What he's doing right now it's what he signed for. So he can't unless he's angry and says I don't want this anymore, and you know says like to them like we either have to spend or have to go. He's going to be settled for this for the rest of his career.
But if he signed that contract, knowing that FSG works under the constructs that they work, okay, and then you want him to go in and say, I want you to not do what I just signed this contract to do.
Yeah,
you're saying that I want you to go. I want you to spend frivolously. I want you to just go out, buy top players, do these different things. He signed the contract.
12 man. Can I ask a question, bro? Like if you look at it, like I said that I agree with you with that one, 100%. But what I'm trying to say is, if you win titles along that time, wouldn't you be more entitled to say, you know what? Let's get this club going upwards. You know what I mean? I won you all those trophies. Now let's take the next step. And wouldn't he have the right to say things like that? That's what I'm trying to say, 12 man.
Do you reckon he didn't do it though?
I don't know, man.
Are you reckon that he didn't do it? Come on.
It's tough, isn't it? It is tough. It is tough.
Come on. You can see it's FSG.
But it's not. But
it, man. He's playing in.
He's has. Can I ask the panel this then? And Statman, you maybe agree on me with this. Have we not seen success through the players that we've gotten from in this system? Have we not seen some real amazing gems of players that no one possibly even had their eyes on, that have risen to levels that no one had them going to?
Yep.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
Not already made stars. Not already made stars.
Exactly.
We made them stars.
You can even go. Right, you can even go as far as to say Klopp's system has made them into stars.
Yeah,
we can say that as well, right?
I've said that.
You got Salah.
Yeah.
Because
I agree with you, 12 man, in that one, because I'll tell you why. Because majority of the players he signed that left, they haven't been the same, have they? In other systems.
No.
There you go. No. So that's why. But what do you agree with your stats in regards to Klopp? If he had this success, shouldn't he be demanding for more instead of just sitting back and settling for what he signed for? That's what I don't understand. That's the bits I don't understand, Statman.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we're not privy to what's obviously going on in the background. We don't know. I mean, he could have.
Of course, I agree.
He could have obviously said this in the background, but at the end of the day, he's not going to start mouthing off his employer, obviously, to the whole world. Obviously, he's going to be doing it. He'll be doing it, obviously, maybe silently as well. But I just think, I don't know about you guys, but I think maybe Klopp, the reason why he signed a contract extension was maybe he was given the assurances by the owners that money would be available, ready for him to spend. I think that was one of the main objectives.
And he loves the club.
And he absolutely loves the club.
He's got the freedom to the city, innit? He's got freedom to the
city. Wait a minute. What's that word? He loves the club. What's that word normally associated with the love? Oh, he's got loyalty.
Loyalty.
How about that? How about that?
Listen, remember when he said he's as scarce as the purple bins? I was dying. I was dying. I was like, I love this guy.
Statman, did you want to finish anything, or are you okay?
Just obviously, like I say, I think that was one of the main reasons. I think I believe he was given the assurances that we keep on hearing this 200, 300 million war chest or whatever. We keep on hearing that, and that was maybe a sort of thing that will maybe if he's signing a new contract, which obviously he did, maybe that was the assurances that he signed the contract because of that.
I swear that time in it first they said
big up Jamie,
any potentials out there will spend the money for it.
Yeah. He said it after the Champions League final, innit? When we won it, he said it on Sky Sports.
Any potentials, young players that cost a lot of money, will have the kitty for it. And what happened?
Yeah,
they lied on this FSG, bro.
FSG in the mud, Anton. Listen, like I said earlier on, they're all in the same bed. They're all in the same bed. Because you know what? If one's not making it, if one's lying to you, then the other one can't stay with that person. You need to go. You need to go into,
my man is a committed father, and FSG are one of them hoes that need to go out and just beat Saturn and then come back. Babe, I know you slept with someone else. No, well, that's how it goes. But I love you though. And we married and they just stay. Klopp is that loyal guy, bro. Is that loyal dad who knows his girl's cheating, but he's still staying there.
Yeah,
but 100%.
That's them in that relationship. But us as the 100%. Kids watching this, we don't want that. We want what's best for our kids. So I want what's best for my club, man.
Yeah,
I'll be hearing it.
We've got to move forward, innit? Yeah, we can't just stand still. We've got to move forward. Let's be honest about it, guys. I think this is taking it to a different direction, man. I'm loving it. Don't worry, yeah. But we need to talk about the players next, innit? Because the time is, still going. FSG, always, man.
Sorry,
let's talk about the players, innit? Let's talk about the players.
That was my dog. Said that.
The players next season, are they good enough to be here next season? That's what I want to ask you all. I mean, is how many players can we get rid of? That's the thing, you know what I mean? Because Liverpool, they don't have that finance power to get rid of a lot of players and bring a lot of players in. So Anton, what do you think, bro? How many players we got to get rid of to get new ones in?
Oh man, why you gotta start with me for, man? Come on, you know me, you know what I want out, man. You know I want all these guys out. This the Adrians, the Oxes, Matip. Sorry, I do like him, but he's got to go.
The thing is, Anton, have they got the perfect excuse for not having strength and depth in that team for them to remain here? If you know what I mean, is it because of that? Because they haven't been utilized.
They're stealing the living, Fuzzy. They're stealing the living. How much are they on?
Yeah.
Lots.
How much is Naby Keita has got 38 million pounds in 5 years. How many has he even warranted that in any game?
Bro, he's gone 5 goals for us.
38 million pounds in wages, bro, in 5 years.
Bro.
And we're signing for 52 million as well, so what a waste of money.
Someone said in the last show he's Mr. Glass. Mr. Glass. Remember Mr. Glass who plays as Samuel Jackson in that film?
That's a good reference.
Mr. Glass.
Digestive, man.
Wow. This guy, if he fell off the building, he would fall like a feather like that. There's nothing in him. Ox is another one. Ox should be cleaning boots for the wife, for the YTS, for the kids. He should be cleaning boots for the money he's taking off Liverpool. Yeah, all of them out. Adrian out. Matip, I'm sorry, Ox. Keita, number one, number 2, out, please.
So do you think like the majority of the players should be leaving this season, like Oxlade, Naby Keita, Matip?
What's his name?
James Milner.
My guy, Milner. Milner. I love Milner. He's a nice guy, bro. He's a nice guy, and he's a football man. My man goes to the under-19s games and that randomly, and you know what I mean. He's there. I'll keep him there but Henderson maybe, I don't know. Henderson's a bit dry as well, man. I've been saying it from time, but I did say when his running goes, what does he add to the team?
Yeah,
nothing. I've said that before. He's a bread and butter sandwich. If I was making a team, if I was making a cafe or making sandwiches, Henderson will be the bread and butter sandwich. The bread and butter, just bread and butter, nothing else, nothing special. Something that fill your belly, and that's it. You're not gonna be like, oh, that's really nice. You're gonna be like, yeah, that's just fill the belly. That's nothing. I didn't enjoy that.
Does the job.
Yeah, but like I said, Anton, have they got any excuses, or that is it? It's done.
No, for me, I'm sorry. Just cut it off, man. Just cut it off, man.
Yeah.
Cut the umbilical cord. It's time to go. I'm sorry, bro.
What about you, 12?
They're not gonna go anywhere else. No one's gonna take them, really. I think they're gonna be car washing. They're gonna be car washing all of them. No one's gonna take them. Come on. How much money you're gonna lose out? Unless they say to them, you can only play, you pay to play. If you're injured, you're not getting paid. No, what can they do for us? What's their guarantees that they can play a season or 3 weeks? Okay. What's their guarantees?
Because I was just looking for excuses. I mean, you have excuses for them, like because of there's no strength and depth in the team.
I'm sorry,
this is why they're playing too many games.
This thing's a business now. This thing's a business. We don't want to be. He's not my friend. I like this man. No, it's a business. Get rid of these players. Go.
What about you, 12, man? What do you think, bro? Like.
Look, the likes of, that's a little rough. That's a little rough. I think we can't always just. You got to balance it out. You can't always say, "Oh,
can you balance it out, 12 man? Can you?
Yes, you can balance it out. Yeah. I believe this club does a really good job of balancing it out. I know that everyone looks past the fact that we've been injured 3 times more than like I think the highest club or something like that in the Prem, for instance. Okay, you know, if anything, I would look to say, let's get a better medical department for our club. You know what I mean? Yeah. Let's get a branch that actually.
We got medical.
But no, realistically, and all jokes aside, I mean, realistically, that's a major thing. You know, keeping these players healthy, continue to get them back into form when they are injured. I mean, we had some major pieces of the squad get injured. Diaz, you know, get injured. We've had major pieces of this squad each year get injured. When we have VVD get injured, that was a major cog of this team that made this team really run. And you can say what you want about it. I've seen in the chat, for instance, someone saying we should get rid of 12, 13 players. You realize that's half a squad. That's like you saying this is a refortification. And what I mean by that is every great team has to have cornerstone pieces. We have cornerstone pieces in the squad, and we need to build upon those cornerstone pieces. The key parts of our club that left were like pieces like Ginny or pieces like Mane. Okay, now we had Diaz to be that replacement for Mane, but he got injured. You know, as far as Ginny, we never replaced him truly, but we didn't do a like for like at least. But what we did is brought Thiago, which totally augmented our squad, our system. Okay, so when you take those into consideration, a lot of times I hear these people saying, "Oh, the players aren't good enough. Players are good enough." Look, I'm looking at it now. We can release Adrian. Great. All right. Mm-hmm. What were we get for Adrian? Adrian's net worth is $1 million on the transfer market. We could release Ox. Okay. Okay. Great. Currently, Ox is coming in on. These are all transfer market numbers. $10 million. Okay. We could release Milner. Okay. That's Milner is leaving. Okay. That's $2 million. Okay. Melo's on a low. And the only player on this list that really has significant value is Bobby, who's leaving. And there's people that have been, you know, saying crap on Bobby's name since last year. Okay. Yeah. So I get when people say this squad's not good, the squad's not good enough, all these different things. No, we just have to bring in the right pieces to replace the pieces that are going out. Yeah. It's like if you have a Rolls Royce, you just don't say, "Oh, you know what? This piece went bad on it, throw it away." No, you continue to say, "Hey, I'm going to replace this piece with a comparable piece."
I wish you could say still a Rolls Royce, brother. I wish you could say that to FSG, bro. I wish you could stay there in front of them punks and say, "Yes."
Statman, same goes for you, brother. Like, have these players got any excuses to remain at Liverpool next season, bro?
For me, no. I wouldn't sell like 12 or 13 people like
what, not 13?
No,
I wanted to sell 12 or 13. I said the chat said that.
Chat.
Are you kidding me?
Definitely not. But for me, I think Matip needs to go. I think he's past it now. I think Nat Phillips, I think he'll want to obviously won first team football. He's not going to get it at Liverpool. I think Fabinho's past his best now. I just think obviously playing in that team, his legs have gone. So I think Fabinho needs to go. Milner's obviously going to go. Naby Keita is obviously going to go. Milner's going to go, of course. Adrian's going to go. And I wouldn't be surprised if Carvalho goes. So I think 7 or 8 realistically will go. But I think the main thing for us as well, the best ability is availability, really. So we've got we've got hardly anyone who is available because they're always injured. Even Thiago would include that. I wouldn't, as much as a world-class player, we don't see him on the pitch enough. How many games a season does he play? So for me, I just think realistically, we're looking about 7 or 8 players that we need to let go. But then we also need to try and bring 7 or 8 players in at least because our squad's already thin bare as it is anyway. So if we're going to replace 7 or 8, then we need to bring 7 or 8 at least in. So
and that will be impossible under FSG anyway, if you know what I mean.
It's like you say though. But I mean, obviously, any of them value. I mean, you've got Kelleher will most likely go as well. I'm talking about 20 million for him. Yeah. But I mean, Naby Keita is made of glass, so I mean, you're not going to get anything back for him at all. 52 million. Waste of absolute money. The
other teams are going to negotiate his price. You understand that? They're going to negotiate his price.
I'll just drive him wherever he needs to go.
What a waste of a transfer that was. What a waste of transfer.
Yeah, I mean,
be real.
I'd drive him anywhere, wherever he needs to go. Obviously, to his next. He'd probably get in the car on the way there anyway.
He's gonna have to play for Park Rangers or something.
Exactly.
There's who's gonna take him.
He's going back to Ghana, bruv. He's going back to Ghana, bruv, and he's going to live happily there, bruv.
Papua New Guinea. He's from New Guinea, isn't it? He's going to play for Guinea. He's going to play for someone there.
Yeah, Guinea.
If you look at someone there, bro.
Yeah, he'll go down there with slippers or something, bro.
If you look at Klopp signings, though.
Sorry, go on.
No, it's all right. If you look at Klopp signings, though, I mean, realistically, how many signings has he made that's been bad, other than Naby Keita, Gruitch, who didn't really get a proper chance, but every other one, maybe we didn't sign world beaters, but there were people with potential. You look at Verge, you look at Mo, you look at Mane. Obviously, every one of them were I wouldn't say average players, but they had potential. And then obviously you've turned them in. Other than Naby Keita and Gruitch, I can't remember a bad signing that Klopp's made, to be honest. So, but yeah, 6, 7, or 8 players for me would have to go for me.
What about you, Baz? Apart from Klopp, who else?
Listen, believe it or not, I actually love Klopp. It's just that, I love. Yeah. Do you know what? Honestly, right, this bit's a bit of a mess, isn't it? Because as it is, a lot of these players are going in for free. We know our owners, they don't spend. Yeah, they don't have to spend.
That's the thing,
Yeah. Now, Liverpool need to be very smart this summer. There are some quality players that are on the free. If you're not going to want to spend money, all right, or you're looking to sell the club or whatever, make sure you're sharp-eyed in that free transfer market, because there are some gems that are going to be available. But you need to grab them. You need to grab them fast, because everyone's.
Kenny's on, isn't it? Is he off?
Can't say potentially, but the problem with him is you kind of need someone. You kind of need someone that's not going to be. I mean, like what Statman said. You know what? Their availability is priceless. You know what I mean? And this is the thing. You know what I mean? The problem is we're going to be losing a lot of these players on a free that we've mentioned, and like even my eyebrows is like I'm looking at, as much as people love Thiago, my eyebrows are on on Thiago at the minute, because. I'm sorry, he's a brilliant player, but come on, you need to be playing at least 38 games a season, or at least 25. Let's just make it fair, 25. I don't even know if he's made 25, but I don't think he is. But there are some dead wood up there, you know what I mean? And the thing is, this is not a witch hunt on anyone, but I mean, I'll give you an example of one player, and that's Joe Gomez. What an unlucky guy, young but so unlucky with injuries and stuff like that. I don't know what his plans are with him, if he's going to play him as right back, but he needs to go. We definitely need, I think it's a mess, man, but we do need at least four players, and a lot of these players, they'd have to go, man. Matip, Tsimikas, I don't think is that decent, if I'm being honest. You know what I mean? I think he's a bit overrated personally. Fabinho, I'll give him another season, because he's started to come back. Maybe not the greatest, but I don't believe he should be a starter next season. I believe he should be a bench player at best. But you know what? When Bobby Firmino goes, man, that's gonna break my heart. But we've
got to have an appreciation day for him, guys, man. Yeah, every channel or something like that. Like we all go to each other's channels or something. Let's do it, man. Let's do it, man. Sorry, Baz. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah. No, I mean there is quite a few players, and you know what? If you don't have the grade now, if you can't do the running no more, or you can't do this and you can't do that, then thanks, man. Honestly, in a real, not a cold-hearted way, but you know what? Thanks, man. Seriously, legends and stuff like that. But we need to improve, man. You know what I mean? We need to improve.
Yeah.
For some of these players, they need to step up. But like for example, one of them is people are talking about Van Dijk this season. Yeah, like Van Dijk, yes, fine. He's not been his best season and stuff like that. But you got to look at why he's not playing that well as well. If there's people in front of him that are losing the ball, and this guy's got to run like a donkey after tearing your ACL and stuff like that, you're going to be exposed. You're going to age more, bruvs. You're going to get more injuries. And then people will say, oh, well, maybe he's finished now. He needs to go. We've got to be very careful. But
can I just chime in real quick? One, we're releasing Adrian, Keita, Ox, Milner, Melo on a loan, and Bobby. Again, Bobby's the only high-rated player that you possibly get some type of return for if you were to do a transfer for him. We're looking at about 50 million basically if you're to take all their numbers together. That's one player. So you're saying you're going to take 6 players and say that you're going to come back with one. You're not getting a exceptionally amazing player at 50 million at this market place. So you're saying 6 players. Okay, let's get one player if we're going to do the buy to sell thing. Okay. But even going deeper dive into it, you look at the players you mentioned, like Matip or even Joey at times. Okay. The one thing that's unique about this club is that the synergy that exists by knowing each other is immense. And that's why you said when Bobby leaves, Bobby's one of my favorite players. When Bobby leaves, it's going to be immense because that's going to mean that there was a Twitter thing that said, what was the word? What's the word that you would use to say what you would call Bobby? Other than legend, I said glue because he was the glue for that front line. Yeah. With Mane and Salah, we're about to lose him, and we have now Hakpo coming in to possibly fill that role. Okay, we have Diaz that brings a different dynamic than Mane. This team has its corner pieces. It has its cornerstones. It's a matter of building on albeit the pieces that are going out. And a lot of things that no one's really mentioned, this entire panel at least hasn't mentioned, is homegrown makes a difference. And when you look at the players that are leaving, a lot of those players are homegrown players that we're going to have to replace. And we're not necessarily going to get an exceptional player, a homegrown exceptional player that replaces the players that are leaving. Yeah. So it's a really slippery line.
No, spot on, bro. Jamie, what's going on, bro? It's been a while, bro.
Yeah, mate.
I'm good. How's everyone?
Yeah, good, mate.
I hear you debating about the dross in our team.
Yeah, that's all we're speaking about. So what do you think of it, Jamie?
A shite load of favourite need to go. All right, let's talk about. There's someone in the chat saying if you mention Thiago needs to go, you're a clown. Well, I better get my red makeup out him because the reason Thiago needs to go. Why keep a player that's so injury prone? I don't care if he gives us 20 great games a season. I really don't give a shite no more. Stop being sentimental and move on, shall we? Let's get players who can take us now again to that next level. The fact is that Thiago always gets injured because he doesn't play in the correct system that suits Thiago's standards. He has to run about for 90 minutes every game. Thiago's never done that since he was 3 years old. Plays in a double pivot every time he comes to Liverpool. You play 4-3-3 and you have to run around for half an hour for an hour and a half. That's why Thiago said Klopp showed him how to run. He's like, I've never had to do this in my life. What's going on?
True, 100%.
I've just listened to look, I've got the man's book behind me, so I'm not going to slag him off too much. It's behind me. But yeah, I've just listened to Jordan Henderson's interview comparing himself to people like Modric and that.
Wow.
Leave.
What?
Yeah, well, he's not comparing himself physically as a footballer. He's just saying, like, players like Modric and Benzema can play at 36, 37. Why can't I?
Why can't I? Yeah.
No, he shouldn't even be saying his shit, putting his name in the same sentence as them.
Yeah, and I'm like,
he should say Milner. Someone next to him.
He never mentioned Milner.
Don't say them. That's blasphemous. He's lucky that God didn't shoot him down with lightning, man.
He talked about the legends that are Modric and stuff like that.
Jeez, how can you say that, bro?
That's
football blasphemy, that is, bro.
I've always said it.
Blasphemous.
The Liverpool club will not move on unless we start to get rid of players. Look, if Jordan Henderson stays at Liverpool till he retires, which I think he will, then he takes a spot in the team in the midfield. You can only have a certain amount of players in each area of your squad. Yeah, you can't. So Henderson's going to have a place in the squad till he retires at Liverpool. So he's going to keep that place. So he's played 46 games this season, Jordan Henderson. And he's got, by the end of the season, he can play 49. So we've got 3 games left. Yeah. So 49 games in one season, Jordan Henderson playing. If people think he ain't playing next season, I'm sorry to tell you. But, he's Klopp's number one midfielder. I don't care what anyone says. Yeah. Look at the Jurgen Klopp era under Liverpool. Jordan Henderson's his go-to boy. He's his main man.
He's the manager on the field.
Even when Henderson's injured, the man comes straight back into the team. So if Henderson keeps a spot, it's taken us till they run out of contract to get rid of Milner, to get rid of Ox, to get rid of Naby Keita. And we didn't really want them to leave either. No. If they accepted new deals tomorrow, they're not going anywhere. Maybe Ox, because he's got Tinder and all that to do, ain't he? But, maybe him, because he's got, Klopp don't seem to give a shit about him. But, Milner, if he wanted to sign a new deal, he'd be here. If Bobby wanted to sign a new deal, he'd be here. If Naby actually wanted to sign a new deal and take the terms Liverpool offered him, because Liverpool offered him a contract. This is what everyone forgets. Liverpool offered Naby Keita a contract, but Naby Keita's ego got in his way and thought he was worth more than what they gave him. Yeah. And so he didn't sign it. So Liverpool were not looking to get rid of players.
Jamie, who's responsible for this in your eyes?
The whole club. The whole club. With FSG, I think people take FSG too literal. Like John W. Henry sitting there at his own on his phone, going through Liverpool's playbook. Playbook is American. Right? Going through Liverpool's playbook, right? And so he don't know when Milner's out of contract. Come on, guys. The money, he's the money man. The people that run the people that run Liverpool, your Mike Gordons of this world, the sporting directors, the stuff like that, Jurgen Klopp, they all run Liverpool Football Club. And if Mike Gordon and all that, and they say, bloody blah's all right to go, we don't need anyone in, the owner's not going to spend anyone, because the owner's tight, man. The owner's like my man. The owner is like my dad, right? If that wheelbarrow has still got 3 wheels and the third wheel is half off its arse right now, he's still not going to be in queue to buy a new wheelbarrow, because he don't need to. The third wheel's still on there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If John W. Henry is told, Jordan Henderson, I don't know if I can get much better than him. Milner, I don't know if I can get much better than him. John W. Henry ain't going to spend money. It's as simple as that. So the manager, in some ways, has to be strict enough and stubborn enough and aggressive enough to go, you know what?
He earned enough credit, Jamie.
This is my problem. This is my problem with Klopp.
And make the owners do something. And then I've always said this as well. Klopp's been at 8 years now. If Klopp wants a player, no matter who that player is, and we might not agree with it, the owner should give him that player, right? Yeah. 100%. And then if that player fails, if the owners are clever enough, if that fails, then us as fans can go, right, the owner sort of gave their player the manager want and it didn't work, then it's the manager's fault.
This is my point.
So, look, Mason Mount said this world will go come to Liverpool probably. I don't know what a Liverpool player is.
Excuse me.
We're told that Jurgen Klopp only goes to a certain kind of players. He has to be the right fit, the right player. Mason Mount apparently is the right player. And, if it's 50 million for Mason Mount, I know the Liverpool fan base on Twitter is going to go, he's going to shut it down. It's like, you've never seen anything like it. The world's going to go mad. It's mad. There's mosquitoes and leeches everywhere, and it's mad. But that's a Klopp player that he thinks fits his system. And I've said it for a while. Jurgen Klopp's system is arguably the best system in world football when it works. Mm-hmm. But given the players that work into that system. Now, they might not be great. Look, Liverpool have never had a world-class midfield under Jurgen Klopp. We won everything. Yeah. Fabinho, Gini Wijnaldum, Jordan Henderson, James Milner won the Premier League and Champions League, but they fitted a system that Jurgen Klopp wanted to play. So
Thiago, but
I wouldn't go so far and worrying what.
Thiago's not a Thiago's not a world-class midfielder.
He didn't come in. What's he done for Liverpool?
He didn't come in through. He did. He came through.
He came with a reputation.
So he's a world-class midfielder, but he's never been played properly for Liverpool. That's the difference.
It's just the wrong. What did I say? He just came at the wrong time. Yeah, when Liverpool was going down. That's what happened.
I don't think so. I think they're very underselling that transfer. One, it took some time. Every player, and I've done representation in my life, so every player speaks to a manager and says, what is the system? What am I going to be getting into? What is it that you expect of me? All these different things. So Thiago had to have said, hey, the whole he taught me how to run. Yeah, because he said, guess what? You're going to be running in this system. You're going to be pressing. Our system runs off the counter press. So if the counter press doesn't work, this system doesn't work. And you can see the difference. It's the same thing with Nunez right now. Nunez has dipped in form only because he has not put that pressure on as being that Fabinho style of pressure from the striker position. And now that he's learning it, he's not necessarily scoring because that's his nature right now is he's stressing too much over trying to put the ball in the back of the net. But but that's something that it'll grow with them and it'll get better with it. These players are why I say give them time, give them space. They're going to grow into this system. Klopp has rarely ever played a player that he's gotten off a transfer immediately, other than Vivi and maybe Allison. And I think even Allison, he kind of integrated into the system when he got him. Okay. So, I mean, when it comes to these players, when they learn the system, when they have familiarity, that synergy I spoke of earlier, it makes the difference. It makes the reason why you'll know where that player is going to be, without even seeing them make the run. You know they're going to be in that run, and that's what we need. We don't need, if you just keep saying, oh, I'm going to transfer him, we'll stick him in. Stick him in. That team player has got to grow with that team. He's got to get familiar with it. Otherwise, you just have a bunch of talented players on the pitch, all not understanding a system.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Baz, you want to add on to anything like that before we go to the next bit?
Yeah, no, I'm just going to say, like, there have been players that this season that have had that chance to play. I mean, this season was pretty. Now, obviously, we may have a possibility of getting that top four. Yeah, but it's been a free hit this season. You know what I mean? Just get used to playing. Just get used to playing in the Premier League and stuff like that. And yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Guys, we're going to be moving on to we're near the end now. It's been a great show. Honestly, thank you for coming on, guys. I really enjoyed it today. Honestly, thank you very much, guys. We're going to move on to the top four, like Baz said. Well done, Baz. Obviously, we've stumbled up on top four now. We've got a chance. We're 1 point off, obviously, Man United. We're 3 points off Newcastle. Obviously, they have that game in hand. 12th man. Can we make it, man? Can we do it? Please give me hope. Give me hope, bro.
Absolutely. Hey, I'm already been clipped up. I've been mocked. There's plenty of people on Twitter taking screenshots of my tweets. I've been saying it since March. We're going to get 71 points. I've been saying it with my hashtag 71 points, my hashtag target top four. Hey, I'm putting myself out there and saying that it's less about the fact of can we get there. I believe we can. I believe we can get to 71 points. It's more about, are the teams above us able to get to higher levels than 71 points?
Yeah. Because
realistically, I don't see it possible. There's a possibility that it could end up for either one of the teams, if not maybe the teams flip-flopping positions or something along those lines. So it's a possibility, and I absolutely think we'll get it.
What about you, Statman? Do you think we're going to get it, bro?
I still think we will get it. Obviously, you look at Newcastle now; they're on 65 points. They need 7 points to be sure of it, with 4 games left. Manchester United on 62 or 63? 63, I think. They need 9.
We have 62. They have 63. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so they need 9 more points. 10. It's 10 more points actually, isn't it? Because obviously we've got the better goal difference.
Oh yeah.
So we've got the better goal difference. So Man United realistically need at least 9, if not 10 points from their last 4 games. It's going to be very, very difficult for them, but I definitely see it. I think I wouldn't be surprised if all 3 teams drop points. I think potentially we could drop points, but I think if you look at the run in, Newcastle have got Leeds at the weekend. Yeah. That will be difficult. Obviously, with Sam Allardyce in charge, you want to get one over his old club. Yeah. You look at Brighton as well. That's not going to be an easy game for both Newcastle to get a result there. I'm trying to think. They've got Leicester. They'll beat Leicester, and then obviously got Chelsea away. And then you look at Manchester United. The 4 games, 3 of them are at home. The other one away. You'd probably fancy Manchester United to pick up them 9 points at least for the home games. So I think if anyone's dropping points, I think it'll possibly be Newcastle. But in an ideal situation, I'd love it to be Liverpool and Newcastle in the top 4, and obviously Man United can obviously get out of the top 4. That would be the ideal. But yeah, of course we can do it. We've done it with Nat Phillips and Reece Williams, didn't we? That season we won 10 and drew 2 of the last 12 games or whatever it was.
Yep.
So why can't we do it again with a much better team? I still think it's still on.
Same for you, Baz. What you think, bro? Can we? It's tough.
The question is, can we? Yeah. The answer is yes, we can. But you know, I don't know. I mean, it's going to be a very interesting because when you look at with what we've got, Aston Villa at home and the rest are away.
Away, yeah.
It depends. Yeah, it depends on the this week. You know what I mean? Like with Southampton, if they get a point, yeah, or whatever, yeah, and they're still up there to possibly they might not get relegated, yeah. Then it's going to give that game against Southampton. You know, people are saying that the Leicesters and the Southamptons of this world could be easy games or whatever, yeah. It's not easy because some of these teams are literally, it's just like the top and then you've got a bottom, and anyone between a certain amount of points can still potentially be relegated if, you know, results don't go their way or whatever and stuff like that. So, I mean, I really believe, listen, the last few games, all right, like we've won 6 games in a row, whatever it is, yeah, we've built some brilliant momentum. I'm hoping we do. But there's this thing that I said in the beginning of the season. I don't think we will get it. I think we'll lose by a point. I'm hoping that I'm wrong. But, you know, when you look at Newcastle, they've had a brilliant season. But, you know, can they withhold that pressure? You know what I mean? Because look at against Arsenal. They played well, but Arsenal were more clinical and stuff like that. And then Arsenal just, you know, took them to the cleaners, to be fair. Now, they might be feeling that pressure potentially. Manchester United got injury problems. You know, a couple of these clubs are playing like teams that are at the bottom as well. So anything can happen. So, and you know, we've seen it all. We've seen it all as Liverpool fans. Can we do it? Mathematically, it is possible. Do I see us winning all our games? No. I think we may drop a point here or there or something like that. And yeah, I just think we might just miss out by a point, but I'm hoping we do.
I hope so. Anton, can we make it, bro?
Boy, can we make it? It's not going to be easy, man. It can be done. It can be done, but it's not going to be easy. But if we don't make top 4, I don't think it's the end of the world, man. Like I said in the other shows, I think if we don't get top 4, that's easy building time for us, you know, because I don't think we're ready for going into with going into Champions League. Now we've got FSG, we're going to be tight and we need players. It'd be, you know what I mean? That's what I'm going to be thinking. For me personally, I think they need to feel not being in the Champions League, not getting that extra money and say, oh, what happened? Oh, because you didn't put your money in your pocket. This is what's happened. And we've gone lower than we should. And so now the money is not the same. Okay, so we're going to have to put some money in our pocket and buy some players. Maybe that might do the trick. Maybe. For me personally. So if we get Champions League, for me it's like a win-win situation. If we get Champions League, we get Champions League. If we don't, I'm all right with it. But I'm just hoping it could change their way of thinking. Hopefully.
I've got that belief, you know what I mean? Liverpool is a miracle club, you know what I mean? We always do something unexpected.
That's what I want to hear. Yeah.
That's what I'm going with, man. I believe we can do it. I think, you know, like we can handle the pressure because we've done it in the last 6 years under Klopp with this team. So now they're coming to their own, and then you look at you know, Man United and Newcastle. They've never been there before when the pressure is on. We'll see how they can. We'll see how they're gonna go during the run-in. Guys, I've got one more. I've done it with Anton. It's just use-free. I've got one more thing to do before we get out of here. Please subscribe to everyone. I've got everyone's link below. Anton obviously is part of the channel, so I'm not going to put his one there. Don't worry about it. But the rest of them, the links are down below. Please go and subscribe to them. Please make sure you follow them on other social media such as Twitter and Instagram as well. They're on that as well, so please go and follow them on that. So, okay, we're gonna go on this, and I'm gonna ask you guys a question. You're free, and you could elaborate. So, guys, I'll start with you, Baz. 4 players in the summer. Name them, and if you get it right, we'll get you a cup or something like this.
Get me top 4, man. Get me top 4, and you know what I mean. Another Champions League. I'm good with that.
Okay, bro.
All right, what do you want me to do?
What positions, and name me 4 players that we need desperately for next season. I know it's gonna be tough, but just give me something.
Right. Okay. We need a right back.
That's one
for sure, and I'll probably go with, and I'm thinking FSG lines here. Yeah. I'm thinking Kyle Walker-Peters if Southampton get relegated. I think he'll be decent.
You know, that's a good shot. Good shot, bro.
Good shot. So right back. I think we do need another centre back, because if we lose a Matip or Gomez or something like that, we're going to need a Gravendal. We do need to get a marquee defender.
Yeah.
So Gravendal will be my second one. And then listen, midfield is the thing, man. I'm happy with our forwards. I'm happy with our goalkeeper.
If Kelleher leaves, don't we need a guy who's going to replace him?
If Kelleher leaves, but I really believe we can still entice him, you know. I really believe that we can say, yo, you know what, if we don't finish top 4, we can give, you know, there's a lot of games. We're talking Europa. There's a lot of games there. He gets a lot of opportunities to, you know, to establish himself, you know. So, and a lot of these youngsters, if we don't buy, you know what I mean? But that's going into something else. But midfielders, we need a Steven Gerrard kind of player in midfield. We need like an all-winning, like a ball-winning, like a, you know, someone that can pass, you know, like a Barella. I don't think we're going to get Barella, but maybe a Caicedo, and even someone like not Gravendal, sorry, Gravenberch.
Yeah, Gravenberch,
yeah. So those are my guys. I mean, there are a lot of ones like Ugarte, you know, Lavia. If Southampton again, we can like nick a couple of players off them. McAllister, I don't know a lot of McAllister. You know, I don't know if I can rate him that high. But I don't, the reason why I say that it's I'm not judging him. It's just that I haven't seen much of him to tell, you know, to be honest with you. If he's like a great player, then yeah, you know what I mean, absolutely. But there's so many. Ugarte, him, Caicedo. There's so many, but those are probably my 4. So a right back, a centre back, and 2 midfielders, and I'm happy with the rest.
Nice one, bro. 12th man, take it away, bro.
All right. So
James Milner.
Hey, you know what? This is where again we need homegrown players. Let's just, I mean, again, no one's really emphasizing. I know we see the flashy lights, we want the big names and everything else, but we do need homegrown players. There's a lot of home, right? There's a lot of homegrown players that are going to be leaving this club, you know, in Milner, and others. So we need to replace them. And I also know that one thing that we're good at is targeting teams that are going into relegation and taking some of their better players. Now, Kyle Walker-Peters, I think he said, is that who he mentioned earlier? I'm not a fan of his despite his.
He means as a cover for Trent or whoever's playing.
Yeah, as a cover, not a main.
Not like starting off every single game.
See, now this is why I say, like, I'd rather see us go for Livramento.
Yeah.
I'd rather see us go with a player like that, is right back, you know, and is also on Southampton, and has an upside. I mean, he's only 20 years old, I believe, or something like that, you know, is highly touted as a wonder kid right now. That's the kind of player I would like to see, you know, or even like when it's the midfield, again, dealing with Southampton, do a raid on them. Lavia would be a great addition, you know, to reinvest in our youth rather than say, oh, well, we need to go and get these mid-prime level, if not approaching that cutoff range of 30 and over type player, where they've got to still adjust to the system and everything else. I also think that people are underestimating the players that we have out on loan currently, and players like Bendo, and players that have been injured, obviously, in Bajcetic, that are going to come, that are not necessarily new players. I understand that they're on the squad already, but those are players that are going to be slotted to get additional, if not considerable, playing time. And we can say all the players we want, but these players aren't going. Not every player wants to come to a team and sit bench. You know,
that's true.
And unless you have a guaranteed role for them, unless you have a guaranteed starting position for them, chances are they're going to find a team that can provide that.
12th man, don't you think, like, if, like they said, Carl Walker-Peters comes in, some, like, majority of the season will be probably playing Trent further up, you know what I mean? So he could come in and have his, you know, games as well, if you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'd rather see Gomez in that position, though. I'd rather, I mean, go crazy about that, but I'd rather see Gomez in that position, considering that we already re-signed him to a lengthy extension. He's a homegrown player. Again, people, do not underestimate the fact that you have to have homegrown players on this squad. And the fact that you have homegrown player that can contribute is a enormous bonus. Okay?
He can't contribute, though.
And he can contribute.
He can't. He's not. Listen, man. You know what? He's injured all the time.
You're looking at him from a center back, Baz. You're looking at him from a center back. When he
I'm looking at him at a right back.
Tell me. Okay, then tell me. Then Baz, go back in your memory and think about when he substituted for Trent. When Trent got injured and he substituted for him, what did he show? All of a sudden, people thought that Gomez is doing crosses and getting assists.
Yeah, that was against West Ham. That was against West Ham.
Yeah, it was almost as if West Ham had a good year that year too. By the way,
I didn't say anything about selling him. I said we definitely do need a right back for starters because he's not a right back. He's a centre back, and if you're trying to convert him into a right back, fine, I get that, but it's going to take a while.
It's not converting him into a right back. He already was a right back.
No. When he started, he played as a left back.
And he's played for Charlton. He's played there for Charlton and centre back.
He's a right back guy.
But when he came to Liverpool, he was a left back.
Left back, yeah.
And then he was most
of
that.
Fullback. He's a fullback.
But he's played a right. You act like he hasn't played a right back. And two, we've seen lately you've seen the production
onto that now.
It's going to come. Okay, Baz. But I'm saying that lately, and I've given criticism towards Gomez. Okay, but right now, Gomez being as a right back would be a nice position to have for him, considering that he's probably not going to play center back again. And if we do stick with this whole, hey, let's move Trent into midfield, or let's use him as an inverted fullback. You know what? Having a player that knows how to play center back, but also knows how to play right back in that position of being the right center back would be exceptional for him right now.
So,
it's just logical, man.
No, but what is logical as well is when he's out for 12 months and stuff like that because he's injury prone, what's going to happen then? Because he gets injured a lot.
I mean, crystal ball thinking, I get you. Crystal ball thinking.
He's not consistent with it as well. And another thing as well, I'm not saying to get rid of him, but then the problem that we have as well is our manager likes to burn out our players because he doesn't have the strength and depth. So when you said, but like some of the players that we've got, like Basetic and that, I love Basetic, but I don't want him burnt out like some of the other players. And by the time he's 24, he's dead.
Yeah,
we need, we do. I'm not Gomez. Listen, I do like Gomez. I rate Gomez because for me, he's the fastest defender we have. Yeah, and he has been brilliant at right back at times. He's not consistent enough, and he's injury prone. And we've got a team, right, that is full of injured players. And sometimes you got to be like, you know what, we need someone, a specialist right back. You know what I mean? That's the only way I'm looking at it. I don't think he can't contribute to it.
His availability.
I get it. I'm not saying that we can't get a right back. What I am saying is that we've seen the greatest production that we've gotten out of Gomez lately has been at right back. Okay. And what I'm also saying is that he signed a 5-6 year extension or something like that. So it's not like this is some player that we're going to lose on a free, or this is his last year that he's coming up on. We've obviously made a commitment towards Gomez. Okay. So unless we can get his value up to sell him and get something back for him, fantastic. I'm not saying he has to be here.
But his value has been kept by that contract anyway.
No, it really hasn't. It hasn't at all. And if anything,
he'd be one of them that's going free this season. So we have kept his value up to at least 40, 45, 50 million perhaps. But if he didn't sign that contract yet, probably not 45 million. But I mean, like around the 40
I was going to say, if you can get 45 million for Gomez currently, though, you need to tell what connects you.
Gerrard, when he was at Aston Villa, wanted him, and even Newcastle were talking about.
See something. Okay, so with that comment, can I ask the panel to this then? With that comment, when people say we need to get rid of these players and this and that, and then you hear the teams that would be willing to take them on, the teams that say, hey, I'll bring them in. We all want Milner out, or not we all. I didn't. Some people on this panel wanted Milner out. Brighton wants them. We just said Brighton is an up and coming team. They're a quality squad. What does that say about it? It says that. I get that. Just some of these players have let us down emotionally. However, true talent evaluators in these clubs see that there's a player in there. And that's what I say is why Newcastle wants Gomez, for instance. There's a reason why. They could go out and get any player, really. But they're saying they want Gomez? Yeah, but they're saying that because that's a player that they obviously see and know has quality and has talent and is homegrown. And hey, he's 23 or 22, 23 years old.
He's 24. Okay? He's 24 years old, and he has got talent. But the thing is, he's injured a lot.
Yeah,
I'm not disputing the fact that he's injured. I'm saying that you're saying one thing and then dismissing all the 4 or 5 different points I just said that are in his favor.
But his favor, okay. His favor when he's sorry, bro. The thing is, his favor. He had one great season with Van Dijk. What's happened after that? Injury.
Center back.
After that,
he's center back. That was we're talking about him being at right back, though. We're talking about him being. I'm talking about him being at right back. I'm not.
He's still not starting now. He's still not.
What I'm saying is, I'm not championing his cause to be the starting center back. He played there. He was exceptional with VVD. Got injured. He never found his form to go back. However, I am saying that he went in and filled in for Trent when we needed him, and he played well. We had him play an additional game, even when Trent wasn't injured, but he played right back, and he played well. It says to me that he can play right back, and especially in a system that we're about to, if we go forward with, that's going to have basically three center backs in that back row. I would say he would be an exceptional choice, knowing that he can play right back, he can play center back, and that's a combination of the two positions.
He can do. But at the same time, we've got, we can have someone like a Ramsey. Ramsey just got growing pains, but he's a brilliant prospect himself.
And I'm a big Ramsey fan.
Yeah, well, we've got like that covered pretty much then.
Yeah. So 12th man. What players do you want to bring in the 4 players?
Okay, so I would like.
Sorry, guys.
Having it was a good debate.
It was a good debate. I liked it.
I would like to see Ugarte, right? Yeah. I have American accent, so sometimes I pronounce these names wrong. I would like to see us get. I like McAllister. I do. He's a quality player. It took a lot of nerve to step up and take that penalty kick. To kind of like put Man United in their place. I see us getting Ndika as a free. I think he's a quality player. He's a player that can play center back and also play center back left back position. And then again, when it comes to that 4th and 5th role on the squad, I see we're going to see loan positions being looked at as being players we're bringing in. I know people hate hearing that, but I can see a Ben Doak or a Tyler Morton who have played exceptionally well while out on loan and coming in and having an opportunity to possibly fill that role. And, and heck, I'm so disappointed that that Fab hasn't had a better, inclusion into this team. But whether he goes out on loan or whether he finally gets the system and gets what Klopp is asking for from him and is included in this position, I see that that's what's going to happen.
Yeah. What about you, Statman? Last person?
Hey, what me, bro?
By the way, again? You go again? Okay.
Hey, I'll go again, bro. Come on, fresh ideas now.
Go, Statman.
It's difficult because obviously we need more than 4 players. So obviously we'll have to narrow it down to 4 players. Then for me, 2 of the players have to be centre midfielders for me. So I would say Ugarte and McAllister for me. I also think we need a left-sided centre-back, ball-playing centre-back, and no one's mentioned him. He's on loan from Chelsea at Brighton at the minute, Levi Colwill. I think he's a decent upcoming player.
We're looking at him, Chelsea looking to take him back.
Yeah, and also I do think we do need another right-back. I think Calvin Ramsey, he's got, like Baz said, he's got growing pains. Gerrard had that as well. Obviously, they play a different position, so he's not comparing Calvin Ramsey and Gerrard, no way. But I think another player who could be mentioned, who hasn't been mentioned as well, is Matty Cash. I think he's so underrated as well. Right back, he's a quality player. So for me, people are saying Max Kilman as well, but he's not home court. He's Argentinian, I think. So Maximilian.
What's the right back from Norwich? He used to play for Arsenal.
Norwich.
He's all right. He's decent. I forgot his name. Sorry to cut you
No,
off,
carry on.
I'll
figure it out.
Yeah, he's not coming though. I know you're talking about. I can get his name for you in a second.
So for me, so Matty Cash at right back, Levi Colwell at centre back, left-sided centre back, and then Ugarte and McAllister. That's the four. If you only given us four, then that's a four I would get. But we do need cover for Salah on the right-hand side as well. But I can only have four, so obviously that's what I'll go for.
Yeah, Anton, what about you, bro? Much appreciated.
Hey,
Statman.
Me, yeah. Right. Who I would get? If it was up to
Max
me,
Aaron, you guys are talking about the Norwich.
You know what? That Carl Peters, I was looking at that one for myself, and I was quite shocked. I'm not saying that you wouldn't do that, but I was thinking, wow, I thought about playing like that, and it's good that someone else had that mind as well. But I was thinking him right back as well, even though we've got Gomez. But Gomez, what are you forgetting, 12th man? Gomez makes a lot of errors, especially for his age. He should be making them errors. He makes schoolboy errors sometimes, and the age he's at, he shouldn't be making them. He makes them like he's
at centre back. 18, you're talking about
19, like he's a 9. No,
you're talking about him at centre back. I get it. You're talking about centre back.
Yes, centre
back.
Yeah.
Name. When he played against City.
Wait. This is his established position. This is his position from young, right? Because he plays centre back and right back, right? He makes them. He makes the errors he makes. He shouldn't be making them at the age he's at. You understand? He shouldn't be making them, but they're too many. It's too many for me personally. But I would keep him and keep him right back, because the mistakes outside right back will be more. You could take them more likely for the ones at centre back where the goal is going to be. So I would keep him for right back 100%. I would say that. But Walter Peters won't be a bad one. Ugarte, well, definitely, and McAllister. And there's that player that I've always liked, Kwadio Kone, who plays for
Kone. Oh, yes.
What's up, footballer?
Yes.
This guy here, he's going to be a problem for setting the midfielders in the French team. He's in 21s. He's going to be a problem with someone. Whoever's in that position soon, it depends on who the manager, maybe who he thinks who's better, but he's going to give them a problem because he can almost do everything. Calm, collective, fast, strong, left foot, right foot, skill, anything you want. He's got it. He's combatant as well. Listen, I'm sorry. For me, yes, for me, he'll be like number one, number two. If he was after you asking me today.
How much is he costing though, bro? How much is it costing roughly? Do you know?
I reckon it's gonna be about because he's about 25 million, 30 million.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because the Premier League teams were coming for him, it might be double for that.
It's still a bargain. It's still a bargain for what he is.
And he's always there. He's always there. You know when them players are like, how the hell did he get there again? I'll just beat you. He's just always there. And he'd be brilliant, man. I can imagine him with Ugarte in midfield. No one's getting past that midfield. Forget the defense, bro. Forget the guys in midfield. There's no way it's big problems. There's no way. Unless you have to do a long ball and you got Jesus Mohammed playing for you. These guys are strong, bro. Imagine them players and McAllister as well. Oh, honestly, I won't mind taking. A lot of people won't like it, but I will take Ward-Prowse. I will take Ward-Prowse.
Yeah, I'll take him as well. You know,
I'll take Ward-Prowse now. My man,
like you say, it's homegrown, isn't it? It's homegrown thing, isn't it?
You know what I'm saying?
Free kicks,
I'll take
corners.
That's what I'm saying. He's always there.
And he's hardworking as well. Yeah.
Hardworking.
Yeah, guys, it's come to the end. I hope this was gonna continue forever, man. I gotta go on holiday in the morning, so.
Where you going?
Yeah, Minorca, or something
Mallorca.
No, it's MIN, something like that with a R.
Mallorca. Is it Spain, Fozzie?
Yeah, it's in Spain somewhere, man.
It's Mallorca,
the wife done it, man. I don't know.
There's Minorca and Mallorca in there, so.
Listen, I'm only tagging along. You know what I mean? That's what it is.
Wow.
But honestly, guys,
I'm
joking. Guys, honestly, thanks for coming on today. I really enjoyed the show, man. Honestly, I really enjoyed the show. Statman, where can people find you, bro? Please go ahead.
Yeah, I hate this big screen malarkey. Like,
just take it, bro. Take it.
Take it in, bro.
Yeah. You can find me at Statman Stubbs Football Channel. As always, doing really well on the channel. But one thing I'd like to say as well, obviously, other than thanks for letting me come on, Fozzie, is I'm doing. I don't know if everyone's aware, but I'm doing along with another guy who's in the chat at the minute, Glasgow Reds TV. I call him CB. But yeah, we're doing a 24-hour live stream on the 2nd of June. We're doing lots of things, quizzes, challenges, lots of football talk. So yeah, that's on the 2nd of June, going into the 3rd of June, 7 p.m. on the 2nd up through to 7 p.m. on the 3rd. It's that's going to be unreal. But yeah, you can find me Statman Stubbs on YouTube and Stephen Stubbs 985 on Twitter.
Nice one, bro. What about you, 12th man? Where can people find you, bro?
Okay, so for myself, I can be found at Liverpool 12th man, as it says on the screen, on YouTube, and on Twitter it is LFCS 12th Red. That's me on Twitter. And yeah, I appreciate you having me on. I appreciate the fun debates that we're engaging in with the panel. And I hope to see the panel, and especially big up to the chat. Hope to see everyone again soon.
Yeah,
appreciate that. Baz, what's going on, bro? My long lost brother, man.
Yeah, I can't believe it, man. It's been a minute still. But listen, guys, thank you so much. You know what? Big up to the chat. Big up for you, obviously, to have me on here. It's all love. We all love our club. Isn't it, really? But yeah, you can find me on my channel, LVFCTV. It's just there. So yeah, just go ahead, subscribe, like. My shows are quite fiery. I like debates. I love debates.
Love them.
Yeah, I definitely love debates. But you know what? It's all love. But yeah, you can find me on LVFCTV. My socials are, if you go and hit the notification button and you go onto my page, you'll have like little icons with all my social media stuff. But everything is pretty much LVFCTV. So yeah, big up, man, and yeah, subscribe, man.
Anton.
Yo. First of all, nice to meet you, everyone. I ain't seen you. I don't even know you, but it was nice having a chat with you, having a debate and what your thoughts are. We all love our club and that, you know what I mean? We all want the best for the club. And yeah, you can find me on the roadside anywhere. No, see, I'm a dinosaur, so I got to think about these things there. Okay, Instagram, Antos01, right? And Antos Pantos. Yeah, don't laugh, guys. On Twitter, Antos Pantos on Twitter. I don't know how, bro. It's been there for I don't know how long. I don't really use it. It's just sitting there and it's just nonsense. But anyway, if you want to reach out, say what, go on and say, yeah, I'm there, man. I'm there.
Big up, bro, man. Guys, just wait a minute. I'll be back in a second. Yes, people, thank you for joining us today. I hope you really enjoyed that. I didn't expect this turnout today, but thank you very much for coming on. Please subscribe to everyone that's on here. Obviously, their link is down below. I'm going to have to add Jamie on there as well, Jamie Phillips. Everybody knows Jamie Phillips does streams every single day on his channel, so please go down there and subscribe to him. These wonderful people like Statman, 12 Man, Baz, Anton, that they obviously majority have their own channels. Go and subscribe and give that like to their videos as well, because the more likes we get, the algorithm on YouTube as well, people will see our channels like as well. So please do that for us. Much appreciated to everyone that's come on today. Wow. Guys, it's been a pleasure. The chat especially. I'm sorry I couldn't read it, because if people are debating, you can't interrupt. You know what I mean? It's better putting their text on the screen. So it's more. It's like we understand where you guys are coming from. Obviously, we give you the thumbs up as well. Much appreciated to everyone, man. Thank you for coming on, and I'll see you soon. Take care, everybody.
Smash the likes. Come on.